It's raining, it's pouring. Meghan Markle is boring. Welcome, Tarot Maniacs. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. I'm also a psychic. And this is Mixtape Monday. This is where I take your questions from the chat and I answer them in a long form video. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can watch the clips. I actually have a playlist of my Mixtape Tarot shortened videos. But let's giddy up, buttercups. A little bit of housekeeping though. All this week I have 20 for 20 going on. So if you'd like your own magical reading, you can drop a 20 on me and get a 20-minute session. If you want to do back-to-backs, do back-to-backs, and we can make it a little bit longer. You're going to get a really great price for some really great advice. I also have my spooky season $99 sale going on. So for full hours, you can get a $99 reading with me. Or if you go over and you do some finagling, you can book the 20 for 20 and get even a better price, but you got to do back-to-back appointments. So the text message and WhatsApp readings are always available 7 days a week. That you just get one question, real quick answer, but we've got some other fun stuff coming up for you because we are in the spooky season. This is my favorite. Well, every time of year is my favorite time of year, but this is kind of my favorite time of year. Favorite business time. We're kicking ass and taking names. So let's giddy up, buttercups. I'm going to bring up that card view. Please be sure to hit the like button as I do that. And let's get talking tarot. So one of my subscribers has asked what happened to the millions that Harry inherited from his mom. Well, let's find out. We're going to be using the Legend of Sleepy Hollow deck. I am in love with this deck. As always, all of the decks that I use in my videos are going to be listed in the description, so you can go and get them yourself quick and easy from the great Amazon distributor. So everybody forgets that Amazon started out distributing books. So, all right, what happened to the millions he inherited from his mom? Justice. And the Seven of Swords. I think we all know where that money went. Was it invested in businesses? High Priestess, please believe in me. Was it invested in that crazy house? Ooh, that is a Nine of Wands in reverse. They are house poor, guys. House poor, if you're unfamiliar with that term, that is owning too much house for your income. It really is an uncomfortable position to be in. I've had some family members that have been in that position. They overbought and got stuck in a situation. Right now, all those millennials that are coming up and just getting jobs, they're all going to wind up being house poor if they can even attempt to buy a house. Here in the great state of New Jersey, it's to get like a regular house, it's like between $500,000 and $600,000, and that's a fixer-upper. So understand being house poor. All right. So did it just go on Meghan's back and feet? King of Wands. And I've always said this about her. She's you got to make money you got to spend money to make money. So I think that a lot of this did go into her wardrobe. That is a bummer. Does she sell those clothes? Page of Cups. No, she does not. She's a collector. She likes to have a wardrobe somewhere in the great land wardrobe. Name that piece of literature. And we've got the Four of Cups. Like, these were all ideas. So she's very manic in the way that she says, we've got to spend this money right now. She's very demanding, very teenagery kind of energy there. So what is the status of the money that he inherited from his mother? How much is left? How much is left? Let's see how much is left. Not a whole lot. What about the principal? Because he's got principal there. Oh, the principal's banged up. The principal is banged up. I think they took those investments, whatever it was invested in, I think they took them and put them in a different direction. I think that that's a really bad idea. Are they living off the interest? A little too quickly, a little too quickly. So guys, I don't want to be talking about Harry and Meghan all day long. So we'll just leave that one right there. So I think we will stick with some royals. You guys love the royalty. So let's talk a little bit about Sarah Ferguson. We've got those emails that are not looking good from her and hubby, or ex-hubby, ex-law. How is Sarah Ferguson going to weather this storm? Loss of titles, loss of reputation, loss of weight, loss of, well, she did have surgery. But I do think she is coming through her cancer journey a little bit well. So let's see how she's going to do next 3 months through the holidays. 7 of Swords again, and Justice in reverse. I think we are going to find out how deep is your love. I really need to know. This does not look good, guys. She is going to be revealed as, and it is in some circles, people say she was closer with Epstein than Prince Andrew was with Ghislaine. So I think we're going to find out that she really was leaning into him. She did say, "You have my heart," in that email. Up here, I think she may have some things to say about it. There is a rumor that she did not pay him back and that he was incandescent with rage. Once upon a time, definitely in love, and here really having trouble balancing this. This is 7 of Wands right here, guys. I love this card. Look at that little wraith hanging out in the background. Little wraith in the background. So under here, 3 of Pentacles, she is working with Andrew to keep her head above water on this one. So what did she mean by "you have my heart" with Epstein? Oh, I do think she was very fond of him. I think fun was had by all. I don't think there was any kind of bodio-do going on between them, but I do think that she was very fond and liked the lux. You know, there's the thing, like, billionaires and royalty can live similarly, but I don't think that Fergie was. How does she see herself? Oh, she is stuck in the middle with you. How does she sees others as floating away. Judgment is her fear, and strength, she just has to bide her time for now. So let's give her a little yellow brick road. This is the reading that I do for you guys. I may run a special on this week too, because yellow brick roads are really fun. And something calls, something wicked this week. That's a reminder for something. Don't worry about it, guys. You got my full attention here. So let's give her yellow brick road. Sarah Ferguson. The path, the pressure, hidden hand, public face, private goal, and the likely pivot. We'll make that one a surprise. So if we're talking about the path, there's a lot of different ways she can go. 7 of Cups, but none of them are good. What is the pressure? The pressure is, I just want to get my head down and get back to work and do what us duchesses do best, and she's prevented from doing that. It's not going to happen. The pressure is she's got no discernible income. Neither does Andrew. This is going to be a problem. The alms for the poor, alms for the once wealthy and royal, alms for the poor. So the hidden hand here is the Prince of Wands. I think we're going to find out about bad, passionate behavior. I think we're going to find out about that. That is coming soon near you. And the public face, she is going to lean into being mom and grandma. So don't be surprised if you see more PR pieces, images, photographs, that kind of thing of her pushing baby carriages, holding babies, hanging out with their daughters, that kind of thing. Don't be surprised if you see that, guys. I'm going to call it right here. And then actually, this is something she really should do. I'm just saying. Good idea here. Good idea, Fergs. And over here, private goal, she just wants to run to the hills. Run for your life. Yeah, she just wants to be out of this situation. There is a lot of regret here. A lot of regret. What is our likely pivot? Are you ready, boys and girls? Let's go. Likely pivot is King of Cups. We are going into a real depression here. Not a good thing. People are going to have a fully formed opinion of Sarah Ferguson, former Duchess of York. Now, this is one that I haven't heard from, and I got to thank OSV 369 for this. I heard Virginia Giuffre was actually business partners with Jeff. Oh, hang on. Again, this is from OSV 369. Question is, I heard Virginia Giuffre was actually business partners with Jeffrey Epstein, and they blackmailed everyone, but a royal was one of their highest prizes. Could that be true? She also wonders if JE is still alive. I've read on that before. So many odd things that are not what they seem, and I agree with you. So let's go. And I think I'm going to have to do a little extra special shuffling. Credit to Zephyr Canine for motivating me to learn how to do that. One of my favorite mods. So, were Virginia and Jeffrey business partners? I want to clarify that. Conscious business partners. Did they consciously go into business together? No. Two of Cups is commitments and unions coming together, agreements, business agreements, collaborations, those kinds of things. Was she an unwitting business partner? Three of Wands. Yes, there were three different people with three different motivations and three different personal directives. Generosity and extending a hand. I do think that, and it sounds terrible, and I don't want anybody to judge me on this, but I do think that these young gals were party favors for clients and things like that. Whereas some businesses give out pens and beer koozies and t-shirts, Jeffrey Epstein was giving out a little roll in the hay. I do think that that was a perk of being one of his clients. So giving out things. Did she know that Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing people? 7 of Wands. She knew that he was blackmailing some. She didn't know the length and breadth, not to be salacious, of that endeavor. Did she know that Prince Andrew was an intended mark when she was brought to England? That's the photograph that was taken, guys. You ready? She knew. She knew he was an intended mark. What was her directive? I'm going to pull out my little cards because this is a long conversation. What was Virginia's directive? Ten of Swords. Don't say nothing. Don't get attached. Don't be nothing. Just do what you have to do. Lay down your swords. Now, it was Ghislaine that provided the directive for Virginia Giuffre when they were in Ghislaine's flat. I don't know if it was a flat or a home or whatever it was. Don't do nothing. Don't be nothing. Just get the business done. And there was a guilt trip after it. She did guilt trip this kid after it. And I did call her kid. And to be sure, age of consent varies from state to state here in the United States. And the age of consent is different in England. Transporting her, you guys know what I'm saying here, transporting her creates another layer of whether it was wrong or right, whether she had permission to go. I know that, we still can't have kids under 18 travel on their own. When my daughter went down to visit my parents, even though she's well over 18, she looks very young. One of the attendants at the airport said, "Is she traveling alone? Do you need an escort?" And I was like, well, she's an adult. She's a way adult. It was funny. The guy thought she was like 14 years old. Very cute. So you're culpable. You're part of this situation. We're trying to forge relationships here with this royal individual, and we need that's the bullish card. We need you to do that. And she did. She peppered it with niceties and conversation. So, did she know that they needed to land this client? I can't say it any other way. Lock him in, get him interested in the whole process. She did know, Virginia did know that there was an end game, a goal there to obtain a further consummated, I did say consummated, relationship with this particular member of the royal family. What was the goal of Jeffrey Epstein here? To be free of judgment, to be free of the constraints of being a plebeian in England. He wanted more access to those higher echelons. He wanted someone who could get him in there. And I do think that this was in an effort so he could get involved in some of the investments and the finances of the royal family, biggest landholders in the United Kingdom. So that I think is extremely valuable for a financier. That's what he wanted a bit of. So let's leave that right there because I do want to ask something else. Was Virginia rewarded for her work with Prince Andrew? Was she rewarded? No. And I do think that she was angry about it. And I do think that the lack of compensation for this in any form was she was about ready to skate. Why didn't she? Why didn't she? And that's a tough one. I mean, at 17, she was just kind of embroiled in the lifestyle. Who wants to go back to serving root beer at the local Stewart's on a pair of roller skates when you've been on a private jet a bazillion and one times? So that kind of makes sense to me. Are we going to find out more about this particular conundrum in any of the new publications that are coming out? I don't know. Virginia's book is going to be a very tough read, because is it true she's not here anymore to defend herself? We can't interview her. We don't know if those are the words that she actually wrote. Somebody's making money off that book. Somebody is going to be making money off that book. So I will ask one more time, Jeffrey Epstein, alive or dead? Home card, we're going to pull some clarifiers. Justice. Guys, you see what's in that little thing? He is at home and at peace with whatever Lord of Darkness is he served. Justice, the world, I do think that he is dead, deservedly. So there we go. We're gonna end that one right there. Now, this is a little bit of a combination question of what I just read on. This is from Christine Scott, who has great questions, and I don't answer enough of them quickly enough. I have so many questions from her. Are there any Jeffrey Epstein secrets hidden away in Andrew and Fergie's lodge? So we're going to look at Royal Lodge. Is there anything there that's going to be interesting? Wheel of Fortune, absolutely, guys. Oof. So what I think we are going to see, gifts will be there. So you know how we had that big painting of Bill Clinton in a blue dress going like, I think that there are similar objects, objets d'art, in Royal Lodge hidden away. They are not on display. They are hidden away. It was given as a gift. I think this might have been something that Jeffrey Epstein did to let his people know, I got you, and that's all I want. There's no doubt. It gets on my nerves. I don't know, but sometimes I get frightened. Did Jeffrey Epstein give these objects out as kind of a warning? Oh, yeah. Oh, we're in this together. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein would give out items like commissioned pieces. Doesn't have to be a portrait, but commissioned pieces to let some of the people know. It looked like a gift and it walked like a gift, but it was a thinly veiled threat. So clever on his part. Let those that you blackmailed know, I got you. Interesting. All right, so we got a couple of fun ones here. So it's a little bit of conspiracy theory. So let's do this. We're going to change our background to some tinfoil. And we're going to wrap it up with some deep, dark conspiracy stuff. So let's have it. Both of these questions came from OSV369, one of my other favorite contributors. So the first one, I heard, this is from OSV, I heard that top celebs and elites travel to the moon. They love it there as a place they can be themselves. Think I'm sensing some lizard people here. So, do celebrities travel to the moon, the tower? Huh. So, I don't think they go to the moon. I do think they have other locations here. What I do think we have at the moon is sometimes those that go missing go there. And I did do a remote view. Someone had asked about structures on the opposite side of the moon, the dark side of the moon. And I did do a remote view. And I am fairly certain that we have some structures there, possibly an outpost for the great ones that peopled this planet. And I don't mean the great ones like in that kind of way, but the ones that peopled this planet. I do think that they have an outpost up there, and in that outpost that it's kind of in disuse. It's really not in great shape. I think they need a little bit of work on it. So interestingly enough, there was some kind of collision on the backside of the sun the other day, some kind of explosion. I predicted a collision with Mars, possibly with some of these asteroids and heavenly bodies that are zooming around us. So I don't think that they go to the moon. Is there an outpost here on the planet that celebrities and elites can go to so they can be themselves? So right now the club is closed. So I think the celebrities and elites that went to that club or that belong in that club, they are not taking new memberships at the moment. You've got 100-year wait before you can get in there. So I do think that there are some places that they go where they hide out and act like themselves, but I don't think it's on the moon. So, next question. OSV again. Do celebrity or elite clones exist among the public? So, a lot of talk about Britney Spears being a clone, Ariana Grande having her memory erased. She actually talked about it. Are we cloning? Hierophant, Seven of Cups, Queen of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and Chariot in reverse. I do think that there's some cloning activity happening. However, I'm going to say this. I don't think that it is locked and ready to go. I don't think that it is a consistent procedure. What I do think is that they can grow skin, they can grow bone, they can grow lots of stuff for celebrities. And I think replacement parts is a business. And I think rejuvenation is also a business. So I think that there's some kind of cloning activity that is in relation to this. Highly expensive. Kris Jenner got that $300,000 facelift. Don't we all need one? Doesn't seem like you pay $300,000 for just a facelift. I think there's a little more going on there. So, about the elites. The elites, are they doing this? Absolutely. Absolutely. The elites are doing it. And I think when I talk about elites, I mean the people that are in power of the governing of this world. And I do think that that is something that is going to slow down in production. I think just from the way some of the celebrities, some of the elites, some of the people in government are looking these days, that they're probably not getting those treatments anymore. So I know the word adrenochrome, and I am using that on my channel. I said it, adrenochrome. I know a lot of people talk about adrenochrome, and I don't think that that is all that is up. I think there are some uh different kinds of cloning of physical pieces of you that go into the process of rejuvenation. I think a lot of the elites are struggling with that. So, I will say this, Ukraine comes to mind, but we're going to leave it at that. So I hope you kids enjoyed this mixtape Monday. We got a little crazy with the tinfoil stuff. So I'm going to clip these videos. You'll be able to see them in short form if you don't want to watch the whole thing. But if you're watching this, you did watch the whole thing. So don't forget, I got lots of sales going on, and I'm cooking up some cool stuff for you for Halloween. I realized in the last week that this is the 50th anniversary of the murder of Martha Moxley, which happened on Mischief Night, the night before Halloween. And I think I'm going to whip up something kind of special. I also have a collab that I am scheduling with Drusilla, who has her Macabre Mansion here on YouTube. And I want to give her a little bit of pump. I am going to drop her link in the description as well. So go over there and give her a sub. She's a growing channel. She's under 100 subs right now. So I want to uplift her. I want to make sure she gets some good stuff out there. If you like our Super Nat Sat, she does it in a shorter form and longer form on the Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So you'll be able to see lots of stuff. I don't want to do Super Nat Sat every single day and do all this research, and she's doing amazing research over there. So we're going to be talking about some cool stuff. We're recording tomorrow. I will let you guys know when that video drops what it's all about, and then we're going to follow it up with a live in case you guys have any questions, and we'll have some more information on that. So stick around for it. It's going to be super, super fun. We're going to have a great time with it. So spooky season is upon us. 10 days to Halloween. I'm going to see you guys in the future. Bye for now.